Hey guys, just to clarify, unfortunately, when I was driving the Malaysian Grand Prix, my recorder decided not to include any audio in the recording. So all you're going to get out of the Malaysian Grand Prix is the end here. It was a bit of a chaotic race. Only 15 cars finished. Both Ferraris went out, and I managed to squeeze in ninth position because of all the cars retiring. It was it was a very interesting Grand Prix to say the least, and too bad I wasn't able to make a movie out of it. At any rate, here we are at Bahrain, and we're going to be skipping straight to Q2 as we managed to squeeze through qualifying 3 for once, which was interesting. Our best time so far is 138.990. We're going to try and improve on that as we're right in the drop zone there. We do manage to improve on it just by 18 thousandths of a second, but it's not quite enough to put us into Q1, unfortunately. So, just to summarize, we end up starting 15th on the grid, which is not all that bad, all things considered. And not surprisingly, as the 1-2 package, we have the usual suspects, the Mercedeses, and right behind them is Mr. Jenson Button in the McLaren, which is a bit of a surprise. Skipping straight to the start here, Grosjean is down in 19th. Hopefully, we should be able to keep him behind us. That's our ultimate goal when push comes to shove. We don't get the greatest start. There's a bit of too much wheel spin there, maybe not enough power. I don't know about that. Both Hulkenberg and Paris and the Force Indias pulled away from us. Hulkenberg on the brakes, very sudden. We have to make an evasive maneuver, touch the back of Paris there, nothing major. Alonso almost gets run off the track by Kvyat, and there's a lot of chaos here in the first couple of corners. Coming into the right-hander here down at the end of the straight. Everybody bunched up over at the racing line. We have a dive down the inside, almost touch wheels with Button. In fact, we do touch wheels with him. We even clipped the curb pole in the process there. Thankfully, no damage to the front wing on that occasion. That could easily have been the case. Skipping to lap 2, we're coming into turn 1 here. There's a lot of debris flying everywhere as somebody must have touched. And I'm unable to make out just what happened there, but somebody in that pack of cars that you see just ahead must be missing a wing because there was debris everywhere. You see Button really putting Kvyat under pressure here. Kvyat almost spinning off the track there. Button all over the curb again. We have a late breakdown there, just barely touching Button, able to squeeze on the inside of him. And Kvyat makes a nice move on Vettel on the outside there. Vettel has to brake early. We go on the outside too, almost losing the back end right there. Bad line into the corner. Vettel comes down the inside. We touch wheels, and we manage to pull away from him. Jumping ahead here to lap 5, we've been able to catch up with Kvyat with the benefit of DRS right here. Just far enough back not to be able to dive down the inside. We're going to try and see if we can't stay with him down the straight. Maybe have a look down the inside on him. And that pretty much happens with no drama whatsoever. Ahead to lap 9, Alonso's taking over Kvyat and is really putting us under pressure from behind. He's going to have the benefit of DRS. He's going to have the powerful engine. He comes squeaking up down the inside there, but we managed to outbrake him once more, get the inside turn into the corner, running really wide there and really putting some hurt on the tires, but we managed to keep the position for now. Jumping to lap 13, Raikkonen has overtaken Alonso behind us and is really starting to put us under pressure as we're on a set of option tires which are definitely starting to show some wear and tear. Might have been a little bit too hard on him on the first couple of laps. Running very wide here, getting hung up on the curb. Bad entry into the corner. Bit of wheel spin there as well. Running very wide again, loads of understeer, getting hung up on the curb one more time, losing the back end on the wheel spin, and Raikkonen just pulls away. getting just a tad of his dirty air, losing the front end, running very wide again as these tires are close to going. Coming up on lap 18, which is 2 laps before our first scheduled stop, we have to go in for a new set of primes as these options are gone. And also a Force India comes in along with, I believe it was Alonso and Button right behind them, meaning we should be able to stay ahead of those guys. We rejoin the race again in 9th behind Magnussen. We still have Alonso behind us apparently. And I must say, I'm a little bit surprised with the tire wear in this race. I'm having all sorts of problems with my tires relatively early in a stint, and I don't remember having any such problems in Melbourne. Obviously didn't have problems in Malaysia due to the fact that it was a wet race all from start to finish. But it seems that the tires are ready to go some 3-4 laps before I actually have my scheduled stops here, which is obviously a cause for concern. Could be due to the setup here. I've set up the Lotus to be as quick as possible on the long sweeping bends and the straights, and obviously that's taken a chunk out of the tires. Lap 20 now as we're up to 6th place, still behind Raikkonen, and Perez has overtaken Alonso for 7th. So it could be Raikkonen and Alonso are on different pit strategies here, as Raikkonen appears to be so much faster right now. Also, we appear to be down to 20 runners now instead of 22, so somebody must have crashed out. I've seen a lot of debris on the track so far, but I haven't really been able to make out who's missing and who's not. And we just jumped a position from 6th to 5th there, meaning one of the front runners must have crashed out. Jumping ahead to lap 33 as Magnussen just blows by us on the straight here, and with that Mercedes engine of his. We have a look down the inside and keep him behind us for now, but it's looking to be as though he's going to pass us for good pretty soon. Jumping to lap 36 now, where a very fast Sebastian Vettel has overtaken Magnussen and is coming up on us hot and heavy. We almost lose the rear end here on the downshift. Coming into the corner on a bad line, Vettel makes contact with us. And we get a warning for having caused a collision, apparently. Lap 36 now, coming in for our second and last stop of the race for a new set of option tires. Now this should prove to be a somewhat ill-advised decision, as I figured I would be able to run the last stint of the race on a set of option tires. I was not expecting to go 19 laps on a set of options. I knew that Rosberg has already lapped us once. I knew he was probably going to lap us one more time. So I was expecting to having to do 17 laps on the option tire, which I did at Melbourne without any significant problems whatsoever. Jump ahead to lap 41, blue flag situation. Valtteri Bottas coming up hot and heavy from behind. We take the dirty line, hoping he'll have enough power to come by us here, but he doesn't come up fast enough, so we end up slowing down to a crawl through the bend. Alonso goes by on the inside and overtakes us in a blue flag situation, and we wouldn't see him for the rest of the race. 2 laps later, Perez coming by on the inside with a powerful Mercedes engine. We have a dive down the inside, running very wide indeed, and this is also turning out to be just a question of time. Very next lap, identical situation, but this time he comes up a little bit faster, gets a little bit further ahead, and we're unable to reclaim the position. Lap 54, these option tires are as close to gone as can be, running very wide on the down brake, having to shift up prematurely to avoid the back end going off. And Hulkenberg is right behind us at this point, seemingly not with the same tire issues. Loads of understeer. Running very wide again in the corner. Bad entry into the marbles. And Hulkenberg has to look down the inside. And that's pretty much it. Jumping to lap 55, coming into the hairpin on dead tires. Coming out of the corner a little too aggressively, losing the back end on the acceleration. Kvyat slips underneath us. Bianchi goes by as well, and in just 3 laps, we've gone from 11th to 14th. Just having one final look down the inside, but Bianchi's having none of it, and we just decide to sit back and see if we can't nurse this thing home on these dead tires. So 14th for us this time, no points, which is, I can't really say it's a bit of a disappointment considering the car that we're still driving. I did feel, though, that the car was very competitive in the first half of the race and seemed to tail off in the second, though. I'm not really sure why. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this, don't forget to leave a like, and I'll be back soon enough.